Woodward Sports, let's go!
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
And welcome to the Friday edition of the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Ah, man, beautiful sunshine today. It snowed a little bit last night, but all that's cleared from the road, and we're ready for the weekend. My name is Stick. To my right.
What's going on? It's Corey.
To my left.
Joey, hello.
And I'm Producer Cam. Hi, Art. And Adam's in the building. Fish is in the building. And Justin Spiro announced he's in the building. Damn it.
Oh,
So,
he beat us to it?
He did beat us to it. And we got to say hi to Paul, hi to Jenna, hi to Whitney, hi to everybody that's checking in right now on social media. That is Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and, of course, Twitter. We appreciate you guys. And shout out to everybody that has downloaded our new app this week. The first day was insane. Yesterday was another good day. So we appreciate everybody who's downloaded our app from the App Store. It's just WSN Live. But I'm ready for the weekend, guys. Like it's been one of those weeks. It's gone by super fast, but it's weekend time.
These weeks where like, obviously this is the time without football, I feel like these weeks go by so slow.
Really?
And then the weekends just fly by.
Oh, I thought this week went by very fast.
Really?
Yeah, this week for me went by so quick. It was hard to keep up with a lot of different stuff.
That's because we've just been busy, man. All right, Joey, let's do it. Your last news of the week. Here's Joey with his news.
Good morning, everyone.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go!
Let's go.
Carson Wentz, the big news of yesterday, and he has been traded to the Indianapolis Colts in exchange for a 2021 third-round pick and a conditional 22 second-round pick that could turn into a first. And this is the cutest video ever. It honestly made me so sad. Eagles superfan Giovanni Hamilton showed his support and love for Wentz after the trade.
Hey guys, so I just woke up. I was having really bad muscle spasms last night. So I just woke up because I didn't sleep very good last night. But the news just broke that Carson is gone. And you know, this hurts because I can't even put on his jersey right now because I just had surgery and you're still my hero. You always will be. That moment is what matters. Colts fans, you really have a real one. He's gonna do you some good. I know what he's capable of. I know what he's capable of with Frank Wright. And you guys are gonna go off next season. I can count on it. Carson, I'm gonna always be a fan of you forever. Thank you for what you've done. Go Birds.
Poor Giovanni Hamilton.
Why'd you play that video, man?
Because it's just the cutest kid ever.
I'll toughen up. There'll be more disappointment in your life coming.
Yeah, especially as an Eagles fan, buddy. Get used to it.
He's like, I just got this cast in my surgery. LeBron James becoming the third player to reach 35,000 points in a loss against the Nets yesterday. This was the shot. Nice little free throw for LeBron James to get it. Yeah, I feel like every time we hit a new passing of a record, it's always on a free throw. Like, I want like a badass play to pass a record.
Yeah, that's just the name of the game now. And LeBron, you know, give him credit. Credit's due. 35,000 points. That's an amazing feat. He's the third highest scorer in NBA history now. But, yeah, good job, LeBron. You played 40 years in the league, and you got 35,000 points.
Why are you always hating on LeBron? Even on a big accomplishment like this, still hating on LeBron. But the NBA All-Stars have been named the starters, and LeBron and KD are the All-Star captains. But the Detroit Pistons' Jeremy Grant finished 9th in the front court, and I don't know how I feel about this.
I mean, it's fan voting, so all the kids are gonna go with who's popular. I think what it's really gonna come down to is if he's one of the coaches' selection. If he's not selected as a reserve, then you can go ahead and start kind of asking some questions, because I mean, even over with as great as he's playing, I don't think that Luka should have been a starter.
What?
When you look at numbers, when you compare,
Listen, guys, it's fan voting. This is going to happen.
Voting.
Like, Yao Ming should not have been a starter
Oh,
9
hell
times
no.
out of 10. But because he had all of China voting for him, he was always the starter. And don't dog my dog, Lukic.
don't dog my dog Yao Ming.
Luka's a bad boy, though. Luka's a bad boy.
Yeah, Luka's great.
And keep in mind, too, some players probably are going to opt out this year, so there's going to be some spaces opening up. And then to Corey's point, the coaches' selection for the All-Star reserves takes place Tuesday at 7 p.m. So hopefully we hear a Detroit Piston All-Star on Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, the coaches will select him, but let's be honest. Nobody outside of Detroit gives a shit about Jeremy Grant right now. They didn't know who he was when he was a bench player for Denver, and now that he's had a good, 20 games, it's not going to put him on the national radar just yet.
Yeah, but I will say this. They are trying to make him the subject of every trade rumor. They are really, now that he's come to Detroit and blossomed, the other media outlets, they are just trying so hard to push stories to get him out of Detroit. Now I'm like, damn, you mean you out there while y'all dogged this out for signing him?
Yeah, they're trying to flip him so quick. Like, all right, cool. We turned him into something. Now let's flip him. But no, to me, he's a piece that we can build around to the future. So I say, do not shop Jeremy Grant.
And let's switch over to Michigan sports. Let's start it off with basketball. Number 3 ranked Michigan beating Rutgers by 7, and sophomore Franz Wagner had a game dropping 20 points, and this game was way closer than I even expected. The whole game was actually pretty close.
Yeah, okay.
It was.
I mean, they were supposed to win by 9.5. They won by 7. I think they were up by like 15 most of the game.
At one point.
Yeah.
In that video, you see Coach Howard helping up Mike Smith mid-game. I just love Coach Howard because he's not just on the sideline. He's always out on the court helping players, just really being one of the guys.
Also, too, the other day when he was talking to the media, Coach Howard let everybody know that he kept tabs of everybody who said that was doubting him. He's kept all the receipts. So he's making everybody eat their words this season. I just want to see him go ahead and go all the way and just stick it to the media.
Yeah, and then the biggest disappointment in Michigan, especially last season in football, Joe Milton has entered the NCAA transfer portal. And truthfully, I'm happy.
No, he's the next Cam Newton. No.
I'm happy. Like that was so much disappointment.
What a shocker. I mean, after how Cade outplayed him, it was only a matter of time. Joe had all of the tools. He had all of the hype behind him. He had everybody wanting him to succeed this season. He just went on the field and showed that he was not the guy. And maybe he'll go somewhere. More than likely, he'll end up going to the MAC and balling out and being able to rebuild his career there. Hopefully, if you go to the MAC, he goes to Eastern Michigan.
No, he's going to go like Florida Atlantic or something like that. He's going home. He's going home.
Yeah. So you mentioned Cade. A lot of talk has been about J.J. McCarthy. So we'll see. Will Jim Harbaugh start a freshman quarterback? I mean, he's a 5-star recruit, so
yeah,
Jim needs to do something. Whoever is the best, whoever wins that quarterback competition, whether it's a freshman or what, just go ahead and get it done. Jim, you're supposed to be the QB messiah, and nobody's seen it yet since he's been there.
Nobody has seen it. And then the last one, I just want to throw a little bet of the night yesterday. A bettor put $110,000 on the Raptors over the Bucks and beat the spread by 21.5 points. So somebody had a good day yesterday.
Somebody was feeling good. And we'll get into Adam's parlay of the day coming up at about 8:50 today. So if you're a gambling man or woman, come on.
Yeah, we'll tell you all about that. And I just want to tell you about Bridge Street Exchange real quick. Downtown Fenton, yesterday, they did an awesome sale on Facebook Live. So check out bridgestreetexchange.com right now. Use WSN for 15% off your entire order. And this place got all the clothes, and everything that you can imagine as a guy. They got the Detroit Grooming Company materials for the beard. All the product is amazing. They got Carhartt gear, Thorogood boots, which I know, Stick, you trying to get some of those.
I need some new boots, man. Do they carry size 14, though? That's always my problem when I'm shopping for shoes, man.
Yeah,
Damn,
Kevin,
dude.
the owner's a big dude, so I'm sure he's got the 14s on deck.
Dude, that is the biggest struggle of like my life, to be honest with you. But it's also led. You see my shoe selection. I only go to outlet stores and shop off the like clearance racks because that's where all the 14s wind up. They're
I
like,
was just about to say that as one of my many thousands of jobs. Yeah, those 14s they only come when they bring in the shipment is really like only 2 pair.
that's right.
What's the
And then
cutoff? Is it like 13 is when it starts to get harder?
12 is when it's just super easy.
Yeah.
13 is when it starts to get a little tough because then they stop making half sizes after
Yeah.
12. So it's just 13, 14, 15, 16, and all the way up. You know, luckily I stopped at 14, but it's really hard to find shoes. Like I don't have ice skates because I can't find 14 ice skates.
Wow.
And I'd love to play some pond hockey, especially with Darren McCarty here on the network. I would love to get out there with D-Mac.
He's going to have to make some, just put a blade at the bottom of the shoe, screw it in.
So, yeah, if you work at an outlet store, you got 14s on the rack that are cheap right now, holler at your boy. I'll buy them. Most of my shoes cost me $20 out the door.
That sounds about right, especially what you hit up the Nike factory outlet a lot.
Hell yeah. You're damn right. All the factory outlets. That's my bread and butter, man. I can't just – because you can't walk into a store and just select. Like, whenever I go into, like, a normal Foot Locker or whatever, it's not, hey, I like that shoe. Do you got it in a 14? It's, hey, bring me all your 14s and let me pick.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah, it's a completely different shopping experience.
It's really only, like I said, it's only like after the 13, you may get 2 pair of 14 and 1 15.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Sucks to be you, Stick.
Yeah, it's all right. You know who it doesn't suck to be? Carson Wentz.
Man.
Because he got out of that nightmare situation he was in Philadelphia. Not only was he spatting with the coach Doug Peterson before Peterson got fired, they drafted Jalen Hurts, and Jalen Hurts looked to be a pretty viable starter by the end of the season. Now Carson Wentz got shipped off to me, the like dream location for any quarterback. Obviously, he's going to the Colts.
I mean, you look at the weapons that he has on this team. The offensive line is amazing, one of the best. You look at the running game, one of the best. So it's really going to be a dream come true situation for him, and I'm happy, and I think he's going to be a good fit.
Man, let's talk about the real story about this. The Eagles got fleeced.
Yeah.
I mean, you have to pay the highest cap hit in NFL history, $33.8 million, just to trade a quarterback that you didn't want, and you got fleeced on the deals. If Carson Wentz plays more than like I said, 75% of the season, that turns into a first rounder. To anybody who thought that the Lions lost that Matthew Stafford trade,
No.
I think that's officially dead until like maybe somehow a Watson or a Wilson maybe magically gets moved, but until then, that's dead.
Well, what's happening now is like the Stafford trade is known as like the new big deal. Like, I want the Stafford deal because essentially you got a franchise quarterback back, and you know, say what you want about Goff, he's been to a Super Bowl,
Yep.
He's won playoff games, he's young enough, he was the #1 overall pick, he's young enough to still be considered somebody who could be a franchise quarterback. Then you get 2 first-round picks and a 3rd-round pick for Stafford, and then you look at what the Eagles get for Carson Wentz. Not saying Wentz is anywhere near what Stafford was talent-wise, but at one point, everybody was considering Wentz to be the MVP of the league before he tore his Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude was on an uptrend, and then you put him on the team with, like, the #1 or #2 or #3, however you want to rank it, offensive line, a rookie running back who finished the league 3rd in rushing with over 1,100 yards, a defense that's top 5. I mean, I don't want to say that I could play for the Colts and do well at quarterback, but you put somebody like a Wentz there, to me, that's a dream situation for any quarterback. I was worried about Stafford going to the Colts more than I am him at the Rams to be successful.
I will say this, they're not similar, but Wentz is in a similar situation where he now has no excuses. He has a team that he can come into ready with tools at his disposal, and the defense ready to go. He has no excuse for not winning anything now. So I'm curious to see what the Colts do, and also you got free agency coming up, whether they do any kind of roster cuts or trades or anything like that. So as of right now, Wentz is sitting pretty. to be out of a position, to be out of a place where he felt disrespected, I guess.
The biggest game changer to this deal is going to be if Wentz could give up the turnover championship trophy. Because with all the weapons that he has right now, I mean, he's protected. He's even got the defense. So it's like the guy is safe. And you look at all the other deals across the league, I mean, this is seriously the most perfect fit. And you talk about the value of the trade because you look at Wentz 5 years ago was the 2nd overall pick.
Yeah.
And what do they get out of that? 2nd and 3rd round. But then you look at Stafford, who's been in the league for 12 years, and we get 2 first-round picks, and it's like you don't even mention Goff in that trade. You just look at the picks, and that still is like, wow.
Yeah, and it really set the bar early for the quarterback market. And now, like you mentioned, for a Russell Wilson who we don't know if he's ever going to leave Seattle. That's just been rumored. But Deshaun Watson clearly wants out of Houston, and the Texans are saying, nah, dude, you're signed to a contract. You're going to play here. But the market value that we got for Stafford, and a lot of people were afraid because we were first in. Normally, when you're first in, you get undervalued.
Yeah.
Because you set the baseline, then everybody goes off you from there. But we set this bar way up here. Like, Brad Holmes did it, man. He did it. We got the most value, I think, out of anybody that we could have ever gotten for Stafford. Like, essentially, we got what they should have got for Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, the Godfather deal is for Deshaun Watson is going to be so high. I don't think he honestly gets moved because you're going to have to give up because like you said, the Lions set the market. It's for trading a QB of that echelon, and I think we can all agree as good as Stafford is, Deshaun Watson is better and has a higher ceiling and can do it for a longer period of time. So, man. I don't know.
So I was reading an article about like the winners of this trade, and the third on the list, guess who one of the winners was of this trade?
The Eagles.
The Detroit Lions. Brad Holmes. Like, honestly, like they said the Lions were one of the winners of this trade. That was in USA Today because, we fleeced the Rams basically, and we now see what a good quarterback gets on the market. Stafford, a little above a good quarterback, but still not what we got back for him. So, Brad Holmes.
Seriously.
Let's give it up for Brad Holmes right now, everybody. Brad Holmes.
I mean, truthfully, even if Goff doesn't work out, which I really hope he does, it's still an amazing deal, and I'll never look back and say, damn, I wish we did this or I wish we did that.
Well, you still think about it is even if Goff doesn't work out, you still got the the 2 first rounders out of the deal, and you can cut Goff after this season with minimal cap risk.
Right.
So it's either way it goes, it's a win-win situation for the Lions. Where they will really win this trade is how they go ahead and attack free agency and what they do with these draft picks over the next couple of seasons. That's what's going to really tell if they won this trade with the Rams. But that's still, as of right now, the Lions won that trade, and they're the clear winners going as of right now with QB trades.
What do you guys think of what Dan Orlovsky said about Wentz? Did you hear what he said?
No, what'd he say?
I was shocked by this. Like, I was watching it, and I'm like, oh, that's a bold take. He said Wentz will immediately be in the MVP candidate now that he is the quarterback of the Colts.
You know what? That's a bit of. I can see Matthew Stafford being an MVP conversation before Carson Wentz. I haven't seen anything from Carson Wentz that makes me feel that he can come back to being a better.
I mean, a lot of
player.
it not even is on him, though. It's about the situation and where he's at, because now you look at the Colts, and they're definitely a Super Bowl contender. So
yeah,
it makes his odds a little bit better.
Well, a lot of people are talking about the Wentz issue was more between the ears than anything at the end in Philadelphia. And, like normally when a player is losing it, it's not necessarily always his physical ability. It's because he's overthinking, he's overanalyzing. Like, all sports are really just a game of reaction. And if you start thinking during those times, then you get in trouble because it takes you that extra split second to either throw the ball, not throw the ball, and you get in trouble by overthinking. Now that he's returning to the Colts and Frank Reich is there, his offensive coordinator in Philadelphia, he's getting back into a more familiar situation. This may just be like an overall good psyche thing for Carson Wentz. What you got, Art?
Ranking quarterbacks. Goff, Wentz, Stafford. Where do you rank them?
Ooh, that's a great question. Man. I'm putting Wentz at the bottom of the list. to me, it's really between Stafford and Goff for that top spot. And it's really dependent on how you measure your quarterback, honestly. Like, if you want to go arm talent, Stafford beats them all out of everything. But if you want to go playoff wins and you want to go experience, Goff beats the pants out of both Wentz and Stafford. So it's really how you want to measure it. But if we're just going strictly skill, Stafford is the most skilled quarterback out of those three.
I'm going just, not even just soft skill. We're just going to go overall quarterback. Goff, Stafford, Wentz. That's just, for me, that's just really it.
So you put Goff above Stafford?
Easy, because Stafford has all the talent, but Stafford has not gotten anything done. We just saw Goff win a playoff game with a broken freaking thumb. Stafford has not won a playoff game when healthy. So it's really just that for me. Sports is a results-based business, regardless of how it is at the end of the day. Matthew Stafford has regressed in each playoff game he's played in. In his last 2 playoff games, Stafford has gone 7 quarters without a postseason touchdown.
Ouch.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, I mean, Corey, you just convinced me. I'm moving Goff on my chart, baby. No, and that's what's frustrating, though, because, like, when we're looking at just pure talent-wise, it's like, Stafford's the guy, but it's like, all right, well, are we talking about crunch time decisions? Are we talking about leading a team of men, being a vocal leader, showing up when you're injured? Stafford did that a lot. But, like you said, Goff started a playoff game a week after he had thumb surgery.
If you really look at these quarterbacks on paper, Goff should be at the bottom of the list when you're talking about talent as a QB. The thing is, he has the intangibles that both of them do not, which is what makes him at the top.
Right, and if you throw Tom Brady in this conversation and we're talking about, like actual skills and attributes, like it's like, all right, Tom Brady's probably not the least athletic, but if we're talking the intangibles, boom.
Are you putting Stafford at such a high ranking because he's our boy or used to be our boy, or are you putting Goff higher up on that ranking because he had a better offensive line? I mean, what's the reason?
I'm putting Stafford higher in that ranking just because, the eyeball test shows you that Stafford has all the tools. And that's what was so frustrating about his 12 years here in Detroit, is because I always say that Detroit misused Stafford. Like, they saw this guy with a rocket arm. They saw that he had all this talent, and they're like, all right, you go do it. Instead of actually trying to help him out and being like, all right, this guy could be an excellent game manager. And then when the game gets sticky, we use the rocket arm, not just overuse the product. And that's what I feel they did with Stafford and why he underperformed here, because we put him in situations where we weren't using him to the best of his ability, but he also messed up in a lot of big situations.
I think that's giving Stafford a cop-out, because there were situations where he had the offense to go out and go win these games. He just had ill-timed interceptions. He may have been turning the ball over less, but his decision-making in certain instances was just awful.
Oh, yeah, look at this year. I mean, like, those 3 pick sixes he threw in almost consecutive weeks, like, literally almost ruined the season. I mean, that J.J. Watt interception was, like, right to him.
I mean, you had Calvin Johnson, you've had Golden Tate, you've had Marvin Jones, Kenny Golladay, you've had Reggie Bush wasn't in his prime, but he was still serviceable.
Reggie Bush.
I mean, Stafford has had weapons on offense to go out and get it done. He's also had a defense that may not have been league best, but good enough to go out and go win playoff games. He just did not get it done. There are too many excuses made for his lack of production in Detroit. And you know what? Sometimes things just happen. Maybe it just wasn't meant for him to win here, but there's too much coddling for Stafford when other QBs who have had less have gone out and won playoff games.
You know what I love about this is, like, we can have this discussion, but a lot of it's still going to be, oh, I think this, I assume this, because we haven't really seen this trade actually play out. So after this season, when we see how Stafford actually does on an amazing team, and then when we see how Goff can do here in Detroit, like, it's going to really showcase the talent of all these quarterbacks.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's time will tell, like always, and it's put up or shut up time, honestly, for Stafford when he goes there, because that, like Corey said, he didn't have a running game, he didn't have a defense, he didn't have wide receivers. Well, he has all that in spades now in LA, and if he doesn't get it done there, like, half the city will be right, half the city will be wrong either way.
I just want to know, why is it that other QBs who have not had what we said. Why is the other QBs can win with less, can win those playoff games, but with Stafford, it's always he needed this, he needed that. Some of those guys won games and didn't have that.
Right. It's just the history of the Detroit Lions organization. That's really all you can point to, because you look at all these other teams. I mean, you look at Goff and where he was, and the Rams was also an amazing team. And you look at Wentz, he was with a great team at some point. So it's just tough.
Well, speaking of quarterbacks that aren't in that list, like the new starting quarterback for Philadelphia now is Jalen Hurts, right? I mean, that's where they got to go. They're taking a $33.8 million cap hit by trading Wentz, which hurts. The Colts are going to be responsible for the remainder of the $128 million contract, plus that $10 million roster bonus he's going to get. So money-wise, that's all crazy. But you got Jalen Hurts, and he got replaced at Alabama by Tua, and then he left, went to a different college, did very well at Oklahoma, and now he is the quarterback in Philadelphia. But last year, when he got to play at the end of the season, he would have like 100 yards passing and like 100 yards rushing. I don't really see him as an NFL elite quarterback anytime in the near future.
I don't know if he's going to be elite or not. I think he has the potential to be good, but historically, what we've seen with the Eagles, I guess you can say over the past maybe decade or so, that offensive line for them has been trashed. It has gotten all of their quarterbacks hurt. It's gotten Carson hurt. It's gotten Donovan McNabb kicked out the back door, Mike Vick. Anybody you can think of that they've had for some reason, they just have not addressed that offensive line. So Jalen Hurts will not be able to succeed unless they go out and address that. I think that with the way that the NFL is going, he has the potential to be a good QB. He could possibly win a playoff game here and there. I won't go as far as saying great like a Lamar Jackson or anything like that, but they took him with having Carson Wentz already. They took him in the second round for a reason. They believe that he has something in him. So it's just going to be up to the Eagles to, make the most of that massive cap hit that they have and surround him with the best talent moving forward.
Yeah, no, I agree.
What pick is it that the Eagles have in the draft?
They're right above us.
Yeah, they're
sixth.
Yep.
So what do you do with that pick? Do you go quarterback? Because, we haven't seen enough of Jalen Hurts.
No,
you don't go quarterback right there. What you would do is
get him a weapon.
You either get him a weapon, or if somehow Penei Sewell falls down, you go out and get him protection. So it's either going offensive line or going wide receiver, I believe, right there. That's where they got to go.
Yeah. God, I don't know what I would do. Philadelphia's in kind of like no man's land there because you don't really have your solid quarterback. You still don't have line play. Zach Ertz is leaving your team. They got a lot of holes to fill in Philadelphia. I like the Lions' position better than I like the Eagles' position at this point.
And I also, too, think that the Eagles taking quarterbacks back into back-to-back drafts, I still think second round at number 53 for Jalen Hurts is still pretty high for a QB. And to go back the next year and take another quarterback in the first round with the sixth pick, that would be a huge mistake because they're still going to be throwing, even if they're not sold on Wentz, sold on Hurts, and they throw whoever they take at QB at number 6, that QB is still going to face the same hurdle as Jalen Hurts with the bad offensive line and not having any weapons.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting this year. The quarterback changeover in the NFL, they're projecting maybe 20 new quarterbacks across the league, a record new quarterbacks. I love it, though. It adds such new intrigue to the league. As a fantasy football guy who dives deep into dynasty leagues and stuff like that, this is the fun stuff. Because somebody who had Carson Wentz last year and they, still have him on their roster for 2 more years, you're thinking last year it's damn it, man, I have no use for this guy. Now all of a sudden he's on the Colts and he could be a fantasy viable quarterback. So, we'll get into fantasy football and all that. Me and Anson are already working on our dynasty rookie draft picks, so we'll get that out soon on woodwardsports.com. So it's going to be interesting to see how this quarterback carousel plays out in the NFL. Art, let's take about a 15-second break. We'll be right back to talk about another quarterback carousel, except at the college level, going on at University of Michigan.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We're recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10 and a half months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network, live streaming right now on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and of course our app, WSN Live with an exclamation point if you want to download that from your app store, or just go to woodwardsports.com and there's a link right there. Just click on it and it'll take you right to the store.
So we got so many reviews that all you got to do is type Woodward Sports now and it pops up.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Hey, thank you
Pops
guys
up.
for the reviews. We appreciate that. If you do download the app today, please give us a 5-star review. And like you said, Apple now thinks, hey, these guys are legit. And
They know us.
That's all because of you guys. So thank you so much. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell your friends to tell your family, whatever you need to do. People have been noticing the shirt I'm wearing, Joey. I'm going to stand up and see if I can get it on camera a little more. Can you see this, Art? Yeah, it's looking good. So this is our official Woodward Sports Dan Campbell Wheaties Box kneecap shirt. It is now available online at woodwardsports.com, and we also got another shirt up there about our boy Sadiq Bey talking about that big Deke energy.
Hey man, where mine at, man?
We got it back there.
Yeah, we got you.
We got you a medium back there, Corey.
Yeah, so we put a
medium.
vintage look on it because we wanted to make it look like an 80s Wheaties box.
Oh, no, you said a medium. Hold on, man. You got to have me out here looking bold.
Looking like a baby with half his stomach hanging out.
All right, man. You see how they do the brother on here.
I texted you for your size. You know I got you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, go to woodwardsports.com. Actually, the link is in the chat. You have that picture of the Sadiq Bey one, too, Art? Can you throw that up real quick? Because I love this Sadiq Bey shirt. Oh, you don't have it?
No. And side note, Darren said that they only make skates up to 12.
Oh, okay.
Wait,
Yeah,
really?
He said, tell it Stick he needs a 12 skate. Their size is too smaller in real life.
Oh, okay. So a 12 will actually fit me. All right. I had a couple people say they ordered them online and were able to get size 14 skates. Just going back, if you missed it, we were talking about shoe size earlier, and I said I couldn't get skates anymore because once I got into a size 14, they were tough to find. But Darren McCarty says size 12 will work for me.
Pretty sure Darren doesn't know about hockey.
Yeah. I'm going to trust Darren's advice on skates. So thank you, Darren. Appreciate you as always. And by the way, last night, if anybody's on Clubhouse, I think we're all in this room on Clubhouse. Last night was like our first Clubhouse experiment as a Woodward Sports Network. It was me, Art, Darren McCarty, Joey was on there, Speakeasy was on there, and we were just on there kind of bullshitting and having a good time. If you're on Clubhouse, search for Woodward Sports.
Yeah, I think people, obviously we're used to being Darren, around us. But it was so cool to have, fans be able to come in and talk to him. I know my buddy Brian was like, dude, thank you so much. I was like, Stick pressed the button. I didn't do anything. But it's such a cool thing because, eventually getting Joik on and other, athletes that have played in Detroit, it's a cool experience.
Yeah, so I think we're going to start holding forums pretty much every night on Clubhouse for Woodward Sports. And if you want, follow us on social media, and we'll tweet it out, and we'll let you know when to go to the room and stuff like that. I'm thinking 7 o'clock every night would be cool for a Woodward Sports chat, just for half hour, 40 minutes. That's all we were on for last night. And
yeah, that works for my schedule.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. I had a lot of fun doing it. I came back to the studio last night and I was listening to it while I was here, and just hearing Darren tell his stories and fans talk to him about all the good he's already done for them, about helping out their friends and helping out families.
Yeah, and also, if you don't have a Clubhouse invite, I have 5 of them. So email me, art@woodwardsports.com. If you're one of the first 5 people, I'll shoot you an invite.
Yeah, and for those of you who don't know what Clubhouse is, it's pretty much like the new social media app. It's really AOL chat, but you get to actually talk instead of type. That's essentially what it is. It's a big group of people, and then there's you can bring people on to quote-unquote stage to speak, and other than that, people just wait in the audience and listen to the speakers that are quote-unquote on stage. It's really a fun platform. It's like going to any lecture that you want, or gaining some knowledge. I've been on there with some podcasts and stuff like that, and I've been able to speak on a few platforms, so it's been fun, man.
So I don't like how it shows who sent you invites on your profile, because it got one of my boys caught up.
Oh.
So it shows, and you can't edit it or anything. I was trying to help him take it out. But
Snitch house.
So I'm not joking. So it literally is snitch house. So my friend, one of his old girls, and he's in a current relationship, just went out sending a couple messages because she had 6 of them at the time, and she sent one to him. And now on his profile, it shows her name at the bottom because it says invited by.
Oh my God!
And the thing is it doesn't go away.
No,
it's there forever.
I do not like that part.
It's like
Go
they
get
peed
people
on
caught
you.
up.
They own you. Like, yeah, I don't even know the guy who sent me my invite, to be honest
Really?
with you. Yeah, obviously I'm in some other rooms on Facebook, and someone's like, hey, I got a Clubhouse invite. Anybody want one? I was like, yeah, I'll take it. And that's how I got my Clubhouse invite. So I don't even know the guy, and he sent it to me. It's crazy.
I'm just glad I got mine from my brother.
You're lucky.
Yeah, that's just whew, just able to get rid of that.
Yeah, but my problem is D-Mac brought it up last night. Like, my name is Sam Day on there because I use my real name. D-Mac's like, dude, you got to put Stick on there. Nobody's going to know who the hell you are. And it's like, yeah, that's probably a good point. So if you're searching for me, Sam Day. That's what you got to
Could you switch it?
Not Clarence?
No, not Clarence, man.
Why don't you just switch it?
This guy's a gangster?
You can only switch it once because I was going to last night. And do I want to be committed to Stick? Because I don't know. I'm playing with it because my real name is Sam.
Yeah.
Do I want to be known by that on Clubhouse? Because all these people, it's like professional speakers, and it's gonna be like Stick. I don't know how that'll go over, but we'll see how it does. Speaking of Clubhouse and fun things, Joe Milton out of the Clubhouse at Michigan. He has left the program, entered the transfer portal, which to me, the transfer portal is ruining college football and turning every kid into a little cry baby. Like, it's like the minute they don't get their way with their scholarship, they're going to run to a team that is going to coddle them and hopefully give them a chance. But what they're going to realize when they get there is you still got to work hard. It's not just like, oh, I didn't make it at Michigan, I'm going to have to go here and make it. It's like, no, man, you committed to a school. Stick with it. I mean, we talk about Tom Brady all the time. Prime example of what you stick with. Like, he got put behind Drew Henson. He got put behind another couple quarterbacks. And by the time he was a fifth-year senior, he was respected. He was voted captain by his team because he didn't enter a transfer portal and go play at, like, Western Virginia Tech, Southwest directional bullshit school.
Yeah, I'm in the middle on it. I do agree with you. Like, just switching schools as frequently as you can is ruining college football. I do. Here's what I think: you should be able to go ahead and just transfer to another school if you want to, but it's the getting that immediate eligibility is what's really killing it. It's just like, before, I believe you used to have to sit out. Now it's like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and leave Michigan and go to. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna pull a Tariq Black and go to Texas and play immediately. And I think he's gonna be like a Tariq Black. He's gonna go to a Texas and not really do too much of anything. Joe Milton has to really face the fact that you were given the keys to be the guy. They built everything around you being the guy. It's not like you walked in and like they didn't give you a chance. They actually kept Milton in there longer than what they should have because they wanted to give him that shot. But Cade McNamara came in there, and let's just be real. Milton is a better athlete than Cade McNamara. Cade McNamara is a better quarterback than Joe Milton, and it was proved.
It kind of goes back to the conversation we were having earlier. It's about the intangibles and about the things that you can't measure, at a combine and stuff like that. But to me, I am so sick of these kids. Like, I never really like to talk poorly about non-professional athletes, because at the end of the day, these are kids, right? And I don't want to go too hard on them, and I don't want to be the old man shaking my fist up here like, back in my day, you made a commitment, you stuck with it. But honestly, like, it's not teaching any of these kids how to actually stick with it, get better, take the coaching, improve yourself, understand that, like, maybe Harbaugh could have given you more weapons and taught you more if you would have shut the hell up, quit with this entitled attitude that if I'm not the starter, I'm leaving. Like, that is the worst type of mindset you can have when you're an amateur anything.
But he's a senior now, so it's like you got to look at it as he already had 3 seasons in Michigan. He worked his way up to the top, and when he was at the top, what did he do?
Well, he's going to have 3 years eligibility left.
Which is crazy.
He's going to have 3 years eligibility left. But the thing about it is that if he would have stayed, there is, even though we can just say it might have been Cade or JJ might be going in as the starter, Milton still could have had a chance to win the job, I believe. I could be wrong, but the thing is he just didn't – he needs to grow more as a quarterback, and who knows, maybe the change of scenery could do some good for him, but I just don't think that he'll end up having the results that he's looking for. I think he's going to be in the same position as a Tariq Black.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if you run from every problem that you have, it's going to be a long life for you. That's and that's my advice to the young man, not to come down on him. And I hate this new transfer portal. I honestly think it's ruining college football. And it's also taking away from scholarships for up and coming high school athletes because there's going to be a kid where Joe Milton transfers to that did get a scholarship and stayed on the roster. They're just going to take his scholarship away, and it's causing I just don't like the road that this is going down with this type of transfer portal stuff. But let's look at next. Who's next for Michigan? You mentioned Cade McNamara. Against Rutgers last year, he did lead them back, got the victory, but then against Penn State, kind of, all right, Cade McNamara may not have been the guy. The guy that has all the buzz is the J.J. McCarthy kid out of IMG. I mean, he threw 0 interceptions last year, 59% completion percentage. He's a 5-star recruit, but Harbaugh traditionally doesn't start true freshmen.
Well, Harbaugh needs to do something. He went ahead and got this extension, and I will say that it was whether people agree with it or not, it was an extension that was deserved because people have to really understand that Michigan, as Michigan, sometimes Michigan fans rank Michigan greater than what they actually are. Michigan has always been a 9-10 win program. Sometimes, occasionally, they'll get that 11th win. Harbaugh has brought them back to that. I think that with having a JJ out there, you got to go ahead and see what he is. Just go ahead and try something new, Harbaugh. You've got this 5-year extension. Go ahead and try something different because nobody has seen this quarterback messiah, this QB guru that he was in NFL. Nobody's seeing it in college.
Yeah, not only NFL. I mean, you go back to his Stanford days.
Yeah,
with Andrew Luck. Like that's what really set him on the QB, messiah path. Really is it didn't turn Andrew Luck. Andrew Luck was an incredible athlete, but he was able to recruit him, bring him to Stanford, turn that program relevant for at least a short period of time. And unfortunately, he just hasn't been able to put that stamp on the guy here. And, part of it is, like I always gave him the excuse, well, it's not his guy. He didn't recruit this quarterback. He's just kind of bringing these guys in, like a Shane Patterson or whatever.
Shane Morris?
Shane Morris. He was supposed to be good at, Ole Miss. And it was like, oh, he's the guy. He's going to come here and change the program around. He didn't do it. We got to see Harbaugh recruit these guys and coach them up. Milton was supposed to come here and be the guy. The next Cam Newton is what I was told. Not even close. Not even close. So, yeah, I don't know what to say about the Michigan program right now. It's going to be interesting to see where they go next year. But I would like to see J.J. McCarthy get the start as a true freshman. I mean, we've seen a lot of success in the NCAA lately with true freshmen. I mean, hell, Trevor Lawrence was a freshman when he started.
If they feel that he's the guy, just go ahead and play him. Don't do the whole, faulting him because of where his status is. If he wins that job, they got to go out there and play him because right now, Harbaugh has to win some games, and not just win some games. He has to beat his rivals. He has to beat Ohio State. He has to beat Michigan this year. He has to win a bowl game, and he has to get in the Big Ten title game because Michigan has not, since they started the Big Ten title game, Michigan has not been in it. So Harbaugh has an uphill battle to climb, and he needs to start doing things differently now.
Yeah, this is a tough one because you look at J.J. McCarthy coming in, one of the best recruits, 5-star, but then you look at Cade McNamara, and he wasn't horrible last year. Like, you talk about that one comeback he had in Rutgers game.
That's not a great endorsement, though. He wasn't horrible.
I know, but it's like, do you give this freshman the chance, or do you still let Cade actually have a shot at the season?
I don't think that Cade did anything last year. Okay, let me take that back. Cade did enough last year to beat out Joe Milton for the job for the remainder of that season. He hasn't necessarily done anything, in my opinion, to keep the job going into this season because if J.J. McCarthy comes out there and balls out in those spring games and those practices, I would go ahead and give him the shot. And then if McCarthy doesn't do well, you still have McNamara on the back burner.
Yeah, so Michigan's got some decisions to make during this offseason, and Harbaugh is still there, and it's going to be interesting to see what they do. So, we got a lot of quarterback changes happening. Obviously, we talked about the NFL. We just talked about Michigan with quarterback changes. And we got to give a big shout out to Levels Provisioning Center. It is in Ferndale on 9 Mile and Hilton. It's really between Hilton and Woodward, and it's on the south side of 9 Mile. When you pass by it, it's this big, beautiful building. Like, the sign is so crispy, and that is a small example of what happens inside Levels. It's an absolutely beautiful facility, and I cannot wait for it to open. It's going to be the best dispensary in the area. Clean, good prices, and, of course, fire product. I mean, who cares about everything else unless the product's fire? So that's really all I'm worried about. I cannot wait for them to open. I've known these guys a long time, and they know exactly what they're doing, and I would not sell you wrong on this. I'm very passionate about medical marijuana and recreational marijuana. Been doing it my whole life, and I think it's awesome that this is finally taking place in Michigan, and these are the guys I want to align myself with. So Levels Provisioning, those are the guys that you got to check out. So we got about 4 minutes before Adam's parlay of the day, but I kind of wanted to touch on this because I thought it was cool. We landed on the moon! Or Mars. NASA landed on Mars, man. Like,
what?
When I was a kid, I was so infatuated with the space program and NASA and all that. Like, I was in this young program at Maple Elementary. It was called Young Astronauts, and like we went down to Florida and went to Cape Canaveral, and we saw a launch and all that good stuff. It was amazing. But I feel like America doesn't really give a shit anymore.
I think it's because, and I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm really not. But, how can we go all the way to Mars, get pictures, and they instantly get sent, and yet half of northern Michigan has no internet? No internet. Dial-up internet. The UP has gerbils spinning on wheels to get internet working.
Because it's all a farce, Art, and I'm with you. I'm on my Kyrie flat earther right now. This is all a game. This is a joke. They didn't really go out there, man. They tricking us all.
They photoshopped it.
I think I'm not that big of a conspiracy theorist, but this is all bull crap. They ain't go out there. They playing with us.
Do you think they landed on the moon?
I don't think they landed on the moon either.
You guys don't think they landed on the moon?
We never went to the moon.
Childhood of a lie. Don't do this to me.
Dude, have you ever seen Mythbusters, where they debunk every single conspiracy theory about how we didn't land on the moon, like the footprint, like the wind on the flag, and all of that?
Yeah, we never went to the moon. Here's the other thing.
Yes,
if you're going to do CGI quality of us landing on Mars, make it look better. Like it looked like shit.
Dude, it's a robot that is millions of miles away.
It's all being recorded at Disney. They brought Walt Disney back from the dead and used his head to dictate what happens. It's not real. Listen, the Earth is flat, not flat. Okay, it's round. Okay, I'm not that crazy.
Well, at least you got that one right.
I believe, but it's not real.
I believe they went to Mars when I could go under a bridge and my cell phone signal doesn't go out.
They're two completely different things.
I don't care. Even if I don't make sense or not, it makes sense in my mind.
NASA has a little bit more money than Cricket Mobile. I gotta be honest with you.
So 2 things that they'll believe, that these guys will believe: if we could get signal up in northern Michigan, and if you could get signal under a bridge. Okay.
But anyway, so you guys have no interest in landing on Mars because you think it's fake.
Here's the thing. Every once in a while, NASA sends us some footage that they've got to keep us going and have conversations like this. I don't believe it. We don't even know if Mars is real.
So what about Elon Musk? Do you think he's challenging the
government? If Elon did it, it's real. If NASA did it, no. There's no way the government is doing this.
Dude that has no business flying to space makes a spaceship and flies to space. Now all of a sudden planets are real.
He made a tunnel.
Planets aren't real to you.
He made a tunnel underneath LA to make traffic faster. He actually does things. NASA's just like, hey, here you go, Americans. Here's a $20 video footage of some fake shit.
All jokes aside, I just really don't have any interest in it. I'm more so on everybody's watched Dave Chappelle. I always think of that skit when he was Black Bush. And when he was like, I'm trying to go to the moon, Red Rocks, bitch.
Joey, what about you? I mean, do you believe?
I mean, and believing or not believing it, it's
just
I could care.
Two.
I know. For me, I could just care less.
Yeah, I just don't care.
Because it's all right, if I get to go on there in the spaceship and go up there and do it, shit, let's do it. But for me, it doesn't do enough.
All right. Well, I thought it was interesting. I'm still fascinated with space. I believe in the great unknown, and space just like really blows my mind, because every time I try to comprehend where space ends and where like the end of eternity is, how it all started, like space just is really this enigma to me. And the more we can explore it, hopefully we can find some better answers.
I see Darren like rocking back and forth. Like, Darren, get your ass in here. I need your opinion on it. Is the moon landing real?
Get up there.
Get up there.
Mike, real quick.
All I gotta say, Stick, you need size 12 skates.
Okay.
Because the skates are 2 sizes smaller, so you don't want to be swimming in your skates. And you might be able to tuck it into an 11. In a CCM, they run a little bit bigger.
I'll order those
That's what I needed to tell you. And Art, I got an idea for us, bro. Forget smoking weed and watching hockey fights. We're gonna smoke weed and myth bust.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, conspiracy theories. Let's do it, bro.
This weekend. Let's go. Thank you, D-Mac. That's Darren McCarty, legend, 4-time Stanley Cup winner, and he was in Clubhouse with us last night, which was a lot of fun. Thank you for being in that room, D-Mac. That was a lot of fun. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, it is time for Adam's parlay of the day. And one of those prop bets is, did we actually land on Mars?
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys. And ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. We got Darren McCarty in here. We got Art. We got Corey. We got Fish. We got Joey. And every day at 8:50 comes in the sexual man from Dearborn. I got to give you a good
What kind of introduction is this?
It's what I think of you when I see you, Adam.
That's flattering.
Yeah, you're a
That
beautiful
Polo, man, you look good today. A nice lineup.
beautiful Lebanese man.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
so let's get into
in a different universe, we might have been a match.
Hey, man, there's still a chance.
Out
for
in
us.
Mars, baby.
There's
You
still-
never know.
On Mars. Let's go to Mars, Adam. We'll be the first couple on Mars. But no, let's get into your parlay of the day. This is your last one before the weekend. Is there any weekend games that you're looking forward to as well?
Ooh, Fish likes this. I like betting on soccer games over the weekend. For some reason, they are, I don't want to say easy, but they're easy. It's free money. I mean, some of the lines are super friendly because in soccer, there's 3 results. You have a win, loss, and draw. So you can either take a draw, and that's always a plus, and then usually both teams are plus on the win because there's more odds of teams drawing than winning. So it's interesting. But yeah, soccer's usually what I look forward to on the weekend betting-wise.
Okay. So what are you looking forward to today? What is your parlay? How many teams first of all?
Ooh, we got 5 teams today.
A 5-leg parlay.
Two of them are actually Detroit teams. We got the Red Wings and the Pistons playing tonight. And I can't wait to fucking bet against them. Oh my god. Oh my god, I love it.
That just means that the Pistons are going to win today against the Grizzlies.
Well, let's start with the Oklahoma City Thunder. They are 10.5-point underdogs tonight. I'm going to actually take them in the spread only against the Milwaukee Bucks, who have lost the last 5 straight games. And they've also lost the last 5 straight games that I've bet on them. So
yeah, between
we're
the
gonna
Bucks
avoid the Bucks
and the Nets, they've screwed up a lot of parlays over the past 2 weeks.
I told myself to stay away from the Bucks tonight, but 10.5 points, I gotta take it. It's free. It's free. And then we got the Grizzlies versus the Pistons tonight. Pistons are 5-point underdogs. I actually think the Grizzlies are going to cover. I'll take them in the spread as well.
Why do you think that?
Grizzlies much younger. Much younger and athletic roster right now. Age-wise, a little similar, but they've got more explosion scoring-wise than the Pistons do. I feel like if Grant doesn't put up 25 to 30 points, the Pistons are typically under 100 points in scoring. So
got it.
I'm going to take the Grizzly in that one. And then the Suns versus the New Orleans Pelicans. This was a hard one.
Dude,
I'm a fan of both
Zion.
teams.
I am the biggest. He's my favorite. He's my favorite basketball player right now.
He is what we thought he was going to be out of the draft.
They are who they thought they were.
A much more athletic, dominant version, at least at his age, than Charles Barkley. The similar build, so explosive. If he can stay healthy, he's going to be probably a 10, 12-time All-Star, Hall of Famer guaranteed. We'll see what he does in the postseason, but Zion looks good. I'm actually going to take the Suns to cover, though.
Okay.
I'm going to take the 3 points with the Phoenix Suns. I think Chris Paul has added a whole new element to that team. They look good. DeAndre Ayton not being asked to score so much, just play defense and rebound, and that's really helped the team.
Don't forget about Booker.
Go ahead.
Don't forget about Devin Booker.
Oh, Devin Booker. I mean, what can't you say about Devin Booker?
Lights out, baby. And he
big
dated
time.
Kendall Jenner. Good for you.
Yeah. And then the last two
Who
games.
hasn't dated Kendall Jenner at this point? Damn it.
I think just everyone here.
Yeah.
I dated her once too.
I'll shoot my shot. What's up, Kendall?
Oh, man. You guys, good luck.
Thanks,
But
man.
the last two games are hockey games, actually. I'm going to take Edmonton straight up to beat the Calgary Flames tonight. I'm a big fan of the Oilers. I think they're a really good team. Super potent on the offensive side. So I look forward to that game tonight. And then, of course, our Detroit Red Wings.
Oh, yeah.
I love betting against the Red Wings. I usually win betting against them. It kills me on the inside, but they're playing a very...
But it helps me in the bank
Well,
account.
yeah, but they're playing a very good Florida Panthers team.
Yeah.
The Panthers are no joke. The Red Wings are going through this rebuild cycle, so it's going to be hard. They lost a really bad game against Chicago. They were shut out. That was a bad loss.
Chicago's a bad team, too.
That's
what's bad about that
It's
loss.
a bad loss. If there is a night for the Red Wings to kind of play hard and come back, it's tonight, but I just think the Panthers have too much for them.
Got it.
They got 2 losses on the season too. It's like we got back-to-back games. I see them.
I can see
beating
the
us
Wings
twice.
pushing it to overtime, but I don't know. I trust the Panthers in this game.
All right. Well, let's run down your parlay one more time, just real quick. Go through the bets.
Yeah. We got Oklahoma City. We're going to take the spread at 10.5 points. We're going to take the points with the Memphis Grizzlies playing the Detroit Pistons tonight. We're going to take the points for the Phoenix Suns playing the Pelicans. And we're going to take Edmonton to win straight up and the Florida Panthers to beat the Detroit Red Wings straight up.
And the most important part about this, $20 will get you $400.
Oh, yeah.
That's fun, like it's Friday night. You can't go to a bar right now, anyways, and get drunk. So you might as well, spend that drink money.
Yeah,
and
you're not
maybe
breaking the
parlay it
bank.
Into
Yeah,
some
you're
more
not
money.
breaking the bank on this. It's a
No.
good bet. We've been pretty good on our parlays. The Bucks, I'm sorry guys, have let us down all week.
Yeah.
So I promise next week I'll try to limit my Bucks picks.
And then you're gonna finally pick the Bucks.
And they're going to win.
They're
Yeah,
gonna
I know.
win.
That's the way it goes, man.
the way it goes, man.
Thank you, Adam, for your parlay of the day. We do it every morning at 8:50 right here on the Morning Woodward Show. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we got Joey's News and Dave Birkett, free press writer for the Detroit Lions, is going to join us to go over his mock draft and who he has the Lions taking at number 7. Has all of us talking in here if that's the right decision. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back on the Woodward Sports Network. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show. Thank you to everybody checking us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Of course, our new app that is available on the App Store real quick. And Joey said, because you guys have given us so many 5-star ratings, now all you got to do is go to the App Store and search Woodward Sports Network, right?
It's too official.
It's that easy, and it is official. And you know what else is official? Joey's intro for his news. Let's go.
Good morning, everyone.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Carson Wentz to the Indianapolis Colts, one of the craziest trades and kind of embarrassing for the Eagles, to say the least. But Carson Wentz was traded in exchange for a 2021 third-round pick and a conditional 2022 second-round pick that could turn into a first. LeBron James, we talk about becoming the third player to reach 35,000 points in a loss against the Nets yesterday. You see in this is how he set this new record with a freaking free throw. It's always got to be a free throw. Like, I want like a badass dunk from LeBron James, like a 360 through the leg, something cool. No, we didn't see that.
That's all right. Points is points.
Yeah, and then we still talk about LeBron, who is the captain. The NBA All-Stars have been announced. LeBron and KD are 2 of the captains. And the crazy part to this is I want to see if our Detroit Pistons and Jeremy Grant are announced an All-Star. So the big day is coming up on Tuesday at 7 p.m. is when the coaches decide on the All-Star reserves. So Jeremy Grant finished at 9th in the front court. This is going to be where we see it on Tuesday night.
Yeah, we'll find out, man. The coaches better make him an all-star. I mean, coaches know better.
Yeah. You look at the numbers and the stats this season, he's proven himself.
Yep.
The number 3 ranked Michigan basketball squad beating Rutgers yesterday by 7. And we got to shout out sophomore and Stick and I's favorite, Franz Wagner, Mo's little brother.
Yep.
He's a beast. Dropped 20 yesterday, and it was just a great, great game from Michigan, and they're just on a roll right now.
Yeah, they look good, man. Number 3 in the nation.
Yep, and we just finished talking about Michigan football. Joe Milton entering Stick's favorite, the NCAA transfer portal.
Yeah, the portal for everybody who quits. That's what it is, just a bunch of quitters.
It's a cop-out.
Yep.
It's the cop-out portal. That's what we call it
The
here.
entitlement portal. That's what I'm going to call it from now on.
Yeah, so there's your Woodward Sports update, and I just wanted to shout out the Yellow Eye Center real quick because they've just been such a big part of my life because it's so easy every single day now waking up and not have to put on my glasses. And if you're listening right now and you wear contacts, forget about those. They're ancient technology, so call 1-800-398-EYES or go to theyellowyecenter.com because it is just the easiest thing that you could do, and it's the best gift you could give yourself. And right now, $1,500 off, too.
Yeah, the Aldo Eye Center, it's where it's at, man. It's where I'm able to see the camera that I'm looking at right now because of them. Otherwise, I'd be blind past this point.
Screw the camera. You can see Jack's car wash all the way down the street.
Yeah, no, I can see everything, and it's absolutely awesome. So we got Dave Birkett that is going to be joining us in the next couple minutes to discuss his mock draft. We all came up with our mock drafts. You guys want to do on Monday our 2.0?
Yeah, I'll have mine ready by then.
Joey, will you have your 2.0 mock draft? Because Joey, your mock draft.
I'm messed up on this one.
Explain why you messed up.
There's just from Devontae Smith to Trey Lance to all these players, I just don't know what to think anymore.
Right.
It's crazy.
Yeah. No, it's been all over the place. And, Mel Kiper's put out his, Todd McShay's put out his, and now Dave Birkett with his. And I can't wait to see why he selected this guy at number 7. Because I honestly want the Lions to go defense. Like, I really think that that's where they need the most help, considering they were historically bad this year on defense. Unless we're just admitting that that was more scheme than ability. But I think we all could see on the field just our defense was overmatched pretty much every single game on scheme and ability.
What do you, just quick predictions. Obviously, we're going to go into this a lot more. Just off of the top of your head, what is your record with Goff? Do we make it to the playoffs this year?
Playoffs? Talking playoffs? I think it's a possibility, but I don't think it's a likelihood.
Corey?
Is that a good way to put it?
Wild card?
Possible, not probable.
Yeah, there you go. No, everybody's predicting the Lions to be absolutely dreadful this year. I don't see them being that bad, but everybody else seems to believe that they're going to be like the 3rd worst team in the league.
I feel like every single year they always come out and they say that, and then we end up being all right. I mean, I don't see us being amazing, but around 500 maybe.
500 would be a win for sure. If first year in Dan Campbell experiment, if we're 500, that is awesome.
Isn't that crazy that, 500, we've gone nowhere? 500. Just get us to even and we'll be happy.
And this is why, the other day when I was on with Baligian and Bell and Sean was just going nuts about
that. That was beautiful.
How it wasn't good enough and all that stuff. And it's like, you're right. It's not good enough. But you know what else isn't good enough? 3-13. So I would rather climb the mountain from halfway up it than start at the very bottom again. And that's what really, that whole conversation is, yeah, you're right. We didn't win a playoff game. That isn't good enough. But at the same time, if you don't establish 8-8 as your bottom, and that's not your high and your aspiration, you're operating in a completely different realm. So, that whole conversation absolutely drove me nuts. Because to me, one of the laziest takes you can have is, it wasn't good enough. It's like, well, yeah, of course. Unless they win a Super Bowl, it's not good enough, and I'm never going to be happy because that's the whole point of playing is to win the Super Bowl.
I respect it, though, I mean, when you say it wasn't good enough, I mean, you're obviously striving for better. So you can't settle for where we were at. I know it was the best we've seen, but there's always better, and you got to make moves to get that.
Yeah, but I don't think, understanding and being self-aware, I really don't think that you could just do that to the Lions. You got to understand what we are, who we are, where we've been, how long it's been to understand that, hey, man, 8-8, if that's our new standard and our new low, we're doing better. Now that we're back down to 3-13, 4-12, it's like, oh, God, if we could just get to 8-8, I'd be happy. I want 8-8 to be me disappointed. And that's where I want to get to as my fandom.
I mean, I get what everybody's saying about the 9-7 is not good enough. It is not good enough. It's just like when you're the Lions, and again, when you're the Lions, you have to start from somewhere, and 9-7 is not a bad starting point when you're a historically ineptitude franchise.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I want. I just want that to be our base, not our aspiration. And that's really all I'm looking for out of this new coaching staff, which he's got 6 years, man. I mean, that's a long time.
6 years and a host of first-round picks over the next couple of seasons, and get it done.
Yeah, and once again, if you want one of these Dan Campbell kneecap T-shirts that we printed out, these are awesome. Just go to woodwardsports.com, click on shop. It's the first thing available in the store. And this is the guy we tied our ship to for 6 years, so hopefully he takes some kneecaps with him.
Biting kneecaps.
I want to make a kneecap necklace. That's what I want to do.
Oh, wow.
So we got Dave Birkett on the line, fellas. Let's get our headphones on so we can hear the beautiful sounds of Dave Birkett. Good morning to you, Dave. How you doing today?
He's currently AFK, away from keyboard.
Is that what
Here
it says?
he comes. He's walking in now.
Oh, nice. He's got to make an entrance, man. That's how you do it when you're Dave Birkett.
Sorry, guys.
How's it going,
Last time I joined you, I was sitting in the car, and I think you guys went to break before you brought me on. I thought I had a quick second, so I apologize.
Oh, that's my fault, man. That's my fault. Since we normally break like right at 9 a.m., so since it's a little later in the hour, we were just talking and just kind of talking about the Lions and Dan Campbell and where they're at, and then of course, I mean, you released your mock draft earlier this week, and number 7, you got the Lions taking a quarterback.
You like it? I know it's. I think it's been.
Do we like it?
It's been met with mixed reaction because you either think they need one or you don't. You want them to build everything else. I mean, look, I think the Lions. Everyone knows they have a million holes, but to me, still the most important thing that they can do in the draft, or the most important thing they need to do, I guess, to have a sustainable future, is to nail the quarterback position. And I don't think Jared Goff is that guy. I mean, I'm willing to give him a chance, obviously, but I think if that guy is there at number 7, if you identify a player that you think can be a very special quarterback, then you take him. And Trey Lance, to me, he has all the traits to be special. I know he's a long way away, but the Lions have the luxury of maybe bringing him along if they need to. He doesn't have to play right away. So this first version of the mock, he was there. I decided that's the route that I was going to take. And yeah, I'm sure I'll do a couple more of these before this thing really happens. But I think Trey Lance I think he's going to be a top 10 pick. And if he was there at number 7, I think the Lions should absolutely consider him.
Hey, Dave, thanks for joining. I've looked at a couple of different mock drafts from Fox Sports or CBS, and they have the Lions taking a wide receiver at the 7th pick. What have you heard about the Lions potentially going in any direction with wide receiver, either through the draft or through free agency?
Yeah, look, I mean, that's one of the needs, right? As I said, they've got needs all over the board. I mean, all across the defense, wide receivers, certainly their top 3 receivers are free agents. Quarterback, they probably need some help at tackle. But look, wide receiver specifically, this is a good year for wide receivers. I mean, quarterbacks, offensive tackles, wide receivers, I think are the strength of this year's draft. At least that's sort of the early signs. And number 7, there could be some guys that are very good prospects available. Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, really either of those Alabama receivers, Jalen Waddle. So I wouldn't rule it out at this point. Marvin Jones is probably going elsewhere in free agency. I highly doubt Danny Amendola is back. He might even retire. Kenny Galladay, certainly a candidate for the franchise tag, but even if you franchise him, you might be doing it with the intent of trading him down the line. So you still need a number 1 receiver. So I would not rule out a wide receiver for the Lions at number 7. I just would The way that I would build the team, frankly, I would value receiver a little bit less. I would rather spend that pick on quarterback if he's there, maybe on a defensive player like Micah Parsons if he's there, even though I know a guy like Jamar Chase, I think at least is going to be a really good NFL player.
So you mentioned some wide receivers, and obviously, like, this is a very strong wide receiver draft. But one of the guys that's been kind of falling in everybody's mock drafts, and I don't really know why, is Devontae Smith. Are you getting a buzz about why everybody's kind of devaluing him right now? Because there were talks about him being like a top 5 pick. Now people have him falling out of the 15 and down to the 20s.
Well, yeah, I don't see that happening. I mean, I think it's about body type a little bit, right? He's not obviously the biggest receiver. I think that's why Jamar Chase will be the number 1 receiver taken. I mean, he's got the frame, the stature that NFL teams look for. Plus, he was so productive last season with Joe Burrow. I know he sat out this year. Smith is a phenomenal player too. I wouldn't put it past him. But if I was betting on one of those guys long term, I think I would lean towards the guy with the more NFL ready body. So I think that's part of it. But look, when I look at this draft, and again, it's still very early in the draft process for me, but I think there are, there's probably, look, the quarterbacks are going to get pushed up. I don't know that they're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, but I think all 4 of those guys will go in the top 10. And then you take the quarterbacks out of the mix. There's probably 5 or 6 blue chip players. And to me, those receivers, you can make a case that all 3 of those receivers are in that caliber. So, throw in Sewell from Oregon, the left tackle. I think Micah Parsons is the best defensive player in the draft. At least that's the early feedback that I've gotten. And then I would put those receivers right after them. So it's probably a little bit of need, positional value, depth at the position. There are some people in the league who sort of like the running back position, where maybe it doesn't make sense to draft one so high because the value of that position in the second round, you can still find a pretty good one.
So the headline is what obviously got us all, because you had Trey Lance as the number 7 pick coming to the Detroit Lions. So I wanted to ask you 2 questions to this one. And the first one is, are you saying that Trey Lance, you're settling for him, or are you saying that this is the quarterback that you want?
All right, I'll be clear on that, because I'm still early in my quarterback evaluation. This is the way I do it, guys, at least. I don't know how everyone else does it out there, right? I certainly watch, cut-ups on these guys, but I tend to listen to what scouts are telling me about these players, right? These guys are the trusted eyes. They know a whole lot more than I do. So I lean on the people that I know. I'm not a scout. I lean on the scouts who do this for a living. I think the feedback that I've gotten so far is that Trey Lance is extremely talented, but very raw. He's 20 years old right now. He hasn't played a lot. That's typically a red flag for teams. They want to see a little bit more production, but he has all the traits and elite traits to be a special quarterback in the NFL. He just needs time to develop. He needs an organization that's going to be patient with him and put the right plan in place. And so for where the Lions are at, they don't need a quarterback to come in and play right away. That's Jared Goff. And Trevor Lawrence is the number 1 quarterback in this draft. I don't think there's much doubt about that. I think Zach Wilson is probably number 2, and I would put him ahead of Lance, if both of those guys were available at 7, just based on the body of work. But in Justin Fields, I think, is probably right in that mix too. But Trey Lance, for where the Lions are, for what they want to be, I think he's a really good fit for them, because Dan Campbell's on record as saying he wants a mobile quarterback. You look at what Anthony Lynn has done with some of those elements at the quarterback position in the past. You just look at where the game has gone and where it's evolving to. I think he fits a lot of that. And again, what John Dorsey, what everyone really in this front office, the quarterbacks that they've been a part of drafting, a lot of those guys are, and I'm not comparing Trey Lance to Patrick Mahomes at all, but you looked at Mahomes coming out and you saw these raw tools and you said, well, that guy can be a special player. And I think that's what you have to take that big picture view of Trey Lance and say, look at these tools, look at the skills that he has. If we bring him along the right way, he can be a really special player. So for me, it's about that. And then it's about finding the quarterback of the future. It's about that positional value and needing that piece in order to have sustained long-term success.
So you mentioned Zach Wilson, and I know, or at least I've heard rumors about Dorsey and the relationship with the Wilson family and about how he's been prepping Zach Wilson for the draft. Is there a situation, perhaps, that the Lions fall in love with Zach Wilson and use some of their assets that they attained getting Goff to trade up maybe, or just by sheer luck hope he falls to 7?
Yeah, you're right. I think it was Tony Pauline who had first sort of noted that relationship, that John Dorsey was advising Zach Wilson's family on whether he should go pro. One of several people I think that the family had turned to just for advice on that. So I don't know exactly how deep that relationship is, but there is certainly a connection there. I think Zach's going to be the number 2 quarterback taken, and it's probably, if it's not the Jets are going to trade that pick in all likelihood. Maybe the Dolphins trade their picks. Somebody is moving into the top 2 or 3 picks to take a quarterback, and I would guess right now that Zach Wilson is that guy. I don't think the Lions are going to be in a position to move up to get that quarterback. Certainly they have this additional draft capital, but I think part of the allure of taking a quarterback at 7, and that would sort of be what the allure was last year of taking a quarterback at 3, is that, you don't have to spend these extra resources. You're in a position to get that guy right now, and therefore you can continue building the other elements of your team. The defense, you can use these picks on that. You can use those future draft picks how you want. So I think if you can stay at 7, that's the ideal spot for the Lions if one of those quarterbacks is there. I wouldn't be too happy about giving up, a first-round pick next year or even a second-rounder this year, because, again, the Lions do have so many holes. And I think when you start to not, use your resources wisely to fill those holes, I think that's when you dig yourself into a bigger rut.
Hey, Dave, I got another question. I want to shift to free agency real quick. With the Lions' current cap situation, even though I know they're probably going to make some roster cuts down the line, what have you heard about potential targets they'll look at this offseason to fill some of those holes?
It's a new regime, so we're still trying to get to know everyone over there, coaches and front office people included. But I would just say in general, the approach to free agency that they're going to take is that they're not going to be the biggest spenders on the market. They're not going to go out and make the splashiest signings, but I do think you'll see them make some wise choices and make some, maybe there will be some specific targets of guys that they have, had a history with in the past. You think about, look at the secondary and Aaron Glenn and some of the free agents coming out of New Orleans, that obviously have ties to a Dan Campbell too. I think that's an area where maybe, you look at Tracy Walker's going to be back and they've got some young cornerbacks. And if they can add another safety there, that could form the nucleus of their team. I think they need to overhaul this linebacking core. First and foremost, maybe let's back up. They need to make decisions on Romeo Okwara and Kenny Golladay, right? And I think both of those guys are worth bringing back, and they'd like to bring them back if the price points are right. And they might have to use the franchise tag on Golladay. But then, you need to fix that defense. Again, I've used this before, and I apologize if I used this with you guys last week, but I look at a guy like Kyle Vanden Bosch, who the Lions signed in 2010, right? He wasn't the best defensive end out there, but he was a really good fit, and he knew Jim Schwartz, and he was sort of the culture guy that they needed. That's the type of free agent that I think the Lions will target next month. Guys on that defense at the receiver position, too, maybe that really fit what these coaches want and can be a part of this thing for the next few years to help what's going to be a rebuilding organization.
Yeah, when you're talking about the coaches that we have, obviously a lot of them are ex-players, and not to equate this to exactly like Juwan Howard at University of Michigan being an ex-player, but with Detroit not always being a desirable destination for free agency, do you think those ex-players and their connections will play a factor in almost quote-unquote recruiting free agents to come here and be like, hey, it's really not that bad?
Maybe, and you know what I mean? If it turns out anything like Juwan Howard, the Lions got to be really happy with it, right? I mean, look what they're doing over there. I think, certainly there will be ties, right? I mentioned the Aaron Glenn and Marcus Williams, I guess, is he's a free agent, he's a safety in New Orleans, and that's a guy that I think a lot of people will sort of connect the dots and say maybe that can happen in Detroit. So I do think that some of those players or some of those coaches that have good reputations in the locker rooms that they've come from, that will be important to maybe luring a free agent to come to Detroit. But look, the bottom line in free agency for a lot of these guys is you're looking for money, and so that's going to be the deciding factor. You're looking for opportunity. If you're a young guy who hasn't had, think about Marvin Jones when he was a free agent the first time around. He wanted to be a number one receiver. And if you're a veteran, you're looking for a place to win, and that's probably not Detroit, in 2021. So I think those three things will be the most important factors. But to your point, I do think that could be a tiebreaker where it's like, I want to go play and learn for Mark Brunell, an Antoine Randall, an Aaron Glenn, whoever it is, because they have good reputations.
Hey, Dave, next time you see Dan Campbell, could you let him know about this T-shirt that we got here? It's a Wheaties box where it's all about the kneecaps because, our coach is biting kneecaps.
Yeah, I like it. What are those retail for?
Dave one. We got to send you both one.
Yeah, no, that's pretty good because, honestly, that's, people still associate that with him. When I talk to people, agents or whoever, radio hits in other markets, that's one of the things that they always say, right? How are your kneecaps? What's going on with Dan? We love his press conference.
It's awesome.
I think he's going to be associated with that for a long time.
Hey, we always wanted our own culture here. We're sick of stealing from other people, and I think the kneecap culture is like our thing, like the Raiders were just win, baby. Like the kneecaps are now our thing. I like it.
Tough. Gritty? No, that's who this, the city is, and that's why it resonated here where maybe it didn't, in other places.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Dave Birkett from the Detroit Free Press, for coming on with us, discussing your projection for the mock draft, and giving us some insight into the Lions camp. We appreciate you coming on, and we appreciate you being a part of the show. So thank you so much, man.
Yeah, you got it, guys. Maybe we'll do it again when free agency rolls around in a couple weeks.
Sounds good. Look forward to hearing from you. Adam, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about Michigan basketball. We have a big TikTok artist. His name is Polo Frost. He's got the #1 song on TikTok right now, and he's going to be coming in probably about 10 minutes right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
a graduate
of Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show. We got to give a shout out to everybody who has downloaded our app and is listening live right now. Yesterday it was like 1,000 people, so you never know how many people are going to be listening at one time across all of our platforms: YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course the app that you can download in the App Store. Just go search Woodward Sports Network, and it's absolutely free. So thank you guys so much for all the support. We appreciate you listening, no matter how you take in and consume the Morning Woodward Show and all of our live shows on the Woodward Sports Network. So Michigan had a game last night against Rutgers. They did not cover the spread, but that's okay. They still got the W. That pushes Michigan to 16-1. And they are projected to be the #1 seed in the bracket for March Madness. And they're 14-0 all-time against Rutgers right now. So what are you guys thinking about Michigan's chances at a national championship? Because before this year started, Michigan was predicted like 6th in the Big Ten.
I see Michigan going. I really do see Michigan going all the way. I think that this is the year that Howard has lightning in the bottle, and I'm just loving how they're playing, and how he's bringing that swag and that vibe back to the program. Just like I can't remember the last time that college basketball in Michigan felt this good.
Yeah, I can. It was Trey Burke, when Trey Burke was playing.
Oh, yeah, Trey Burke, yeah.
That team was damn good, and then, of course, you throw it back to the Fab Five. Like, that's when Michigan basketball was, to me, at its absolute peak, even though they didn't win that national championship.
One team that I am scared about, and it's actually really awesome, because Sunday we're playing them, is Ohio State. So we're number 3, Ohio State's number 4, and that's going to be a really, really great game because I feel so confident in Michigan right now because they're probably going to be a number 1 seed if we win this game, and then the rest is in our hands.
Yeah, no, that game's taking place Sunday at 1 o'clock, and it's always good to have a top 5 matchup, especially between Michigan and Ohio State. Like, I don't care if it's women's field hockey. Like, those games are intense. I love that rivalry. I just want to see us win because I'm so sick of losing to freaking Ohio State in football every single season that we need some change on the basketball court. Right. So I like what Juwan Howard has done with the program. Obviously, young Wagner is looking like a complete all-star, had 20 points last night. But I do like Michigan's chances once they reach the NCAA tournament to really make some noise this year. It's just going to be interesting to really see the tournament this year unfold because, I mean, as we talked about earlier this week, Michigan State is not going to be in the tournament, which is crazy. So Michigan's going to have to be that representation for us. Yeah, and there's a question right there. I mean, with Michigan State, we can kind of turn gears to them because I think we all agree Michigan looks damn good, and they're going to make some noise in the tournament. Michigan State not making the tournament is, I hate saying this because it's such an over-the-top question, but it's also, you know, sometimes the writing is on the wall. Is this the end of the Tom Izzo run of greatness?
I don't think it's Izzo's in the run of greatness. I think that he's done so much for the Michigan State program that he's brought enough equity to, you know, stay there as long as he wants or leave on his own terms. But at the same time, Izzo has to go ahead and add to his resume. And I mean, what I mean by add to that resume, he has to get another national title soon within these next, I would say, these next few seasons because it's going on 20 years. Yeah, I don't know about national title, though, because honestly, that's you judge NCAA coaches by that, but at the same time, it's really more about Final Four appearances to me and coaches in the NCAA. And, you know, Izzo was on the run of everybody that played for him. If they stayed through when they were a senior, made it to a Final Four. Obviously, that ended. It is not a streak anymore. But that's how you measure, to me, your college coaches. National titles are great, and yes, you should want them, but he's got his. That's in his back pocket. As long as he's producing successful teams and taking them to the Final Four, I think he's still got it. But what's very interesting to me is just how complete opposite. You have a Juwan Howard who's been in the league. You know, he brings the swag, he brings the vibe. He's got, you know, LeBron on speed dial. And then you have the old school Tom Izzo, hard-ass coach. And like we were talking, kind of like how the football players are now just leaving if they're not getting their way. I think that kind of has an effect on the Michigan State program because to play for Tom Izzo, you need accountability. Yeah. And I also want to see Tom Izzo just go out here and just recruit a little bit harder. Get some of those players that he didn't used to go after before. Like we was talking to, you know, Juwan Howard during this introductory press conference at U of M. He specifically said he was about to go out there and start getting those All-American athletes, those top-tier players. Tom Izzo has to start going ahead, and I don't want to say getting his hands dirty because he's run a clean program in that aspect. And much for him to be that successful with being that clean, that's admirable. But man, come on, Tom, take the gloves off a little bit and get some guys in there.
Yeah. Do you see this though as kind of like a changing of the guard of young coaches coming up and the old coaches just kind of, you know, because someone mentioned it in the chat right now. Brandon mentioned it in the chat. So is this the end of the Coach K and Roy Williams era too?
I mean, come on, Roy Williams, but Coach K, I think Coach K can walk out whenever the hell he wants to. Let's be real.
Well, I get he's earned that, but are we seeing like the younger end coaches, you know, that can communicate with these younger end players?
Most definitely.
Overachieving over these older coaches who are, you know, they're legends by all rights, and they will be in the Basketball Hall of Fame if they're not already.
You saw with Juwan Howard, how he's shaking up the game. You saw with Penny Hardaway and what he did at Memphis. I think that tide is starting to turn where these former NBA players can go ahead and walk talk in those rooms and like, hey, those guys may know the X's and O's, but I can teach you the X's and O's, and I actually played the game at a high level. So, yeah, I think the tide is turning.
It's the AAU is like bleeding over into the NCAA.
Oh,
I feel.
yeah.
Like, and it's the young coaches. It's, you know, I don't want to say boosters, but it's like the people that can put you in front of people. Like, you know, we talk about Amani Bates and stuff like that. Like,
he started his own prep academy because of this. So It's like, obviously he was already the best in the state, in the country. But it's crazy when you look at the organization, and I mean, you look at the Williams and Krzyzewskis of the world. Like, these teams aren't even performing well right now.
No.
But you look at the sexiness and the appeal factor that you have playing under Juwan Howard, and I mean, you're seeing it with the recruitment. It all starts with the recruitment.
Yeah,
and he's getting the sexier players.
If you're a player and, you know, like you're a young player, you know, I was at the St. Mary's Grand Blank game, what was that, Wednesday night, and you're hearing, you know, rap music bumping from the locker room, everybody getting hype. I could see Juwan Howard being in there. I can't see Tom Izzo walking in that room and getting down. Like, even though Roy Williams has that one great footage where he walks in, he's just like, hey.
But that's all you saw.
So I really do think we're witnessing the next, like, not flush out of the old great coaches, but we're definitely seeing the new younger end energy coming into the college game.
I mean, the changing of the guard has to happen at some point because it's just simple evolution. So it's just starting to happen now, and you know, it's going to be a little bit jarring for some people, but I'm loving it.
I mean, who would you rather play for? I mean, you see Juwan Howard the other day dancing with the players, and Adam, you got this clip from a Michigan report today. Like, you see Juwan Howard going out on the court, lifting his player up on the court. Like, you never see these things out of your coach.
No, all you do is see Izzo getting in people's asses. That's it. And I don't think these kids are equipped for that kind of coaching anymore. Like, you know, there's some people that can take hard coaching and there's some people that can't. And, you know, you either rise to the top or you fold. And under Tom Izzo, he's put a lot of pressure on his players to do great things, and a lot of them have succeeded. But at the end of the day, you know, it's, do I want to go party with Juwan Howard or do I want to go get my ass chewed out with Tom Izzo?
I mean, I want to go with Howard. I'm trying to take on that, you know, new era Fab Five swag. I want it all. Izzo is still a good coach. I don't want to say take that back. Izzo's still a great coach.
Yeah,
Izzo's still a great coach, but right now it's just that I want to say it's the recency thing, but it is. It's, hey, look who's winning right now. Look who's making playing college basketball look fun right now. You're able to have fun and you're able to win. Michigan is showcasing that.
Yeah, and look who's going to be a number one seed, and look who's probably going to the NIT.
Yeah,
that to me, like, if I was a Michigan State fan, I would be, I'd be jealous right now of what Michigan's got going on over there. But needless to say, Michigan State not making the tournament this year. I can't see a scenario where they do, unless, of course, they win the Big Ten tournament. Like, that's their only shot at this point, and that's a long shot.
You know what? It's a long shot, but if we've seen anybody pull rabbits out of the bag, it's him.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Come tournament time, Izzo is legit. Like, you guys, you guys are doing everything is underrated, right? And I don't want to give overrated, and I don't want to give away one of your picks, but let's talk a little bit about it, because, you know, Corey's show premieres Saturdays at 11 a.m. Right here at the Woodward Sports Network. You can listen to it live, and I thought I saw Izzo on your list.
Oh, Izzo is definitely on the list. Izzo's on the list, and I just, you know, throw one more out there because so people don't ever think I'm just piling on Michigan State. We got Michigan State basketball, and we have U of M football as overrated. So make sure you check out tomorrow at 11 a.m. We'll dive into it with some stats and some jokes that are kind of serious.
But it's factual when you look at it. I mean, you look at how Michigan football was. I mean, how long can we hold on to we were an amazing football program? And then you look at Michigan State, you can't just say that they were the best program, because right now they're obviously not.
Yeah, no, they've definitely fallen out of that category. And if I was a great athlete in Michigan growing up right now, I'd pick Juwan Howard too. So, We'll see how that plays out. Adam, let's take a quick 30-second break. We'll be right back to talk a little bit more about the All-Star selections, and we'll go over the starters for the All-Star game for the NBA. Coming up next on the Woodward Sports Network.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys. And ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking Thorogood boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network, live streaming on our app right now. Go to the App Store, just search Woodward Sports Network, and you can download it for free. And we thank everybody who has downloaded it so far. And as always, thank you for watching us live stream on all of our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. We're on Twitch. If you want to join our Twitch page, make sure you give us a follow there. TikTok. Make sure you give us a follow on TikTok. We're doing some dumb things on TikTok, but it's a lot of fun. Actually, the Lions commented on our shirts yesterday on
Lions
TikTok.
did?
Yeah, we did that video with Choff where you do your model face, and we switched into these shirts. And the Lions commented it was just an emoji. It was a shirt and a heart.
That's awesome.
So we got to give a big shout out to the Lions. Thank you guys for acknowledging us on TikTok, and make sure you give us a follow. And of course, we got those Clubhouse chat rooms coming in soon. So Polo Frost, he's a Detroit artist, rapper. I've known this guy for about 4 or 5 years now. Joey, you've known him for a while now too.
Yeah.
Let's bring him in here. You know what, Adam? Let's take another 15-second break real quick, and let's get Polo up on the stage, and we'll introduce you to Polo Frost coming up next on the Woodward Sports Network. Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network. This is the Morning Woodward Show. My name is Stick, and we have a special guest in studio. This guy, I guess I could say you're internationally known, man.
Yeah, we trying to get there. What up, though, Woodward Sports?
Yeah, what up, Polo Frost? How
What's
you
up,
doing?
Man? Oh, man, I'm good. How y'all doing?
How does it feel to be introduced now as the worldly known, not just Detroit, not just nationally, worldly known Polo Frost?
Feel good, man. I'm from Little Ypsilanti, man, so, you know, it feel good to be, you know, mentioned as a worldly artist.
So, if you're on TikTok, you've probably seen the dance. I mean, I've seen Gordon Ramsay do your dance.
Yeah.
Lizzo busted out your dance.
Yeah.
One of my favorite videos that you posted was a young kid. I'm not exactly sure what they were ill with, but just to see the smile on their face doing your dance. Explain a little bit about the song. Tell people who the song is, what it's all about, because we have a weird history about this song too.
Yeah.
It's not brand spanking new. It's been out for when did you put this song out, and what's it called? And tell the people.
The song is called Best Ever. It's featuring Ayo and Teo, produced by my brother Florida Guy. I put the song out in September of 2016.
Yes.
So it's over 4 years old.
Yep.
And, you know, it went viral then, but now it's like TikTok is a whole nother world, man. It's like bigger than it's ever been now, and the streams are going crazy. It's almost like a brand new song, numbers-wise.
That's what's crazy to me is, you know, because 4 years ago I was working at a local radio station. I was the music director there, and Mikey Eckstein brought your song, and I was texting him, man. I'm like, I love this song. It's a great song.
Yeah.
Like, and it hits. When did you start seeing it pick up steam again? Like, how long ago did this phenomenon start for you?
So what's crazy is maybe about 3 weeks ago to a month ago, my mom called me. My mom keeps my daughter during the day to do virtual school and all that stuff so I can handle my business. And she said my daughter ran in the room and was like, hey, my daddy sung all over TikTok. I see it everywhere.
Come on.
And my mom was the one who called me and told me, and I got on TikTok and I'm like, dang, this is real.
No, don't lie. First thought was, how the hell do I work this thing?
Yeah, exactly,
and then you realized
because I'm not a TikToker. Well, I am now. Shout out to TikTok. Hey, I love you guys. But yeah, I didn't really mess with TikTok like that, and so I'm scrolling and I'm like, wow. And then I daily I start watching the videos climb. You can see how many videos are being done. It was doing like 10,000, or I'm sorry, maybe like 30,000, 40,000 videos a day. And then we are like 100,000 videos a day. We got to that point, and we're still doing somewhere around there. So.
Do you know who did the very first video for it? Like, who created the whole dance?
So, actually, I did my research, and it was like this kid. I don't know if I don't even know if it's a kid. Like, people are telling me it's a girl. I thought it was a dude. Like, I really don't know. But like, I saw a video that went viral a very long time ago.
Okay.
Of somebody dancing to it. Like, it's a, I don't know. I can't really explain it, but. When I did my research, that was the first viral video I saw, and then like over time, but that was done so long ago.
And it just caught. Man.
Yeah, and it just caught, and it just blew up again organically. I thank the man above, because that doesn't happen. People don't get a second chance with a song.
Especially when you look at like the longevity of this song. You say it's been over 4 years that you released it, but then you see this kid posting a video to it. Was there an actual dance that you created to it? Or has it kind of just grown into this?
It just grown into it. I don't know how to dance. I got 2 left feet and 7 toes on each foot.
But damn, man, Joey and I will just be sitting in the office, and out of nowhere, I'll just be like, Michael Jackson, like out of nowhere, that just pops in my head. Like, it's so
very catchy, man. It's very catchy, man. And what's crazy is I never was gonna put the song out. My producer, my brother Flaw, he was like, "Man, you have to put the song out. I promise it's gonna be big." I'm like, "All right, man, I put it out and." Here we are today, 4 years later, and
that's a great song, man. Simple hook, like catchy, and now you got the world dancing to it. And you got a new song out with Sada Baby.
Yeah. I put out a song today called "Dog That" featuring Sada Baby on all platforms. Make sure you go get it. Yes.
Dude, that song,
do TikTok videos to it, everything. Let's take this one to the top.
Question for you though: your songs are about sex, women, booty. When you see little kids rapping that, how do you feel about that?
You know what? When I put the best ever video out years ago, they slandered me on World Star.
Really?
They slandered me. Like, I'm like, listen, I can't help what kids catch. Like, I didn't put this out for kids.
Right.
But, I mean, when I see kids, a lot of kids are doing the best day ever now because that's what TikTok says.
What was it originally?
That's when you know it's good, when it hits Kids Bop and they rewrite your shit for you.
Exactly. Well, actually, I recorded that.
Did you?
Yeah, that's actually me on the hook with my voice pitched. So
see, but that's smart because you made it for this platform.
Yeah. So yeah, man. When I see kids, I don't know. I don't really think nothing of it as long as my daughter's not walking around talking about that shit. Whatever, to each his own, it's weird.
I'm gonna post the link on our chat right now because a lot of people have been asking to hear the song. So I at least want
no
people...
joke. You go to TikTok, it is the #1 sound that you could use.
Yeah,
is it?
Yeah,
that's awesome.
You go to like the trending and all that stuff. It's right up there. Yeah.
Yeah, and make sure you follow us on our TikTok at Woodward Sports. Will you do the dance with us, Polo?
Of course.
Yeah, because you were in LA for what, about a week and a half?
About a week, yeah, something like that.
Running into all these social media influencers, and all of them know your dance, want to do your dance, and are kicking it with you. Have you seen like your social following just go nuts because of this?
Yeah, what's crazy is I had like 20 followers on TikTok, literally like 20, and like now I'm probably at like 81, 8,200, something like that, just off of, messing around and linking up with the viral TikTokers and people finding out that I made the song. A lot of people, the world knows the song, the world doesn't know Polo Frost though. So a lot of people aren't figuring me out. I was at the mall with my boy yesterday and this girl was like staring at me and she's like, I knew that was you. You're Polo Frost. That's the dude with the Michael Jackson I'm gonna be the son. I was kind of like, dang, like this is getting real.
Michael Jackson, I'm gonna beat it. Just out of nowhere, that shit just pops in my head all day long. So what's next, man? I mean, you got the Sada Baby song, and that's really what you're gonna be pushing. And that's another song that, dude, you played that little clip on your Instagram. I'm like, this is my shit.
Thank you, man.
I'm gonna dog that.
I actually have an album coming out March 15th called The Vaccine. Right?
You gonna give her the vaccine?
Yeah,
you gonna give her the vaccine?
Finally, someone giving us the vaccine.
Yeah, the real vaccine. We're not gonna take the other one. But yeah, my vaccine is pretty good. You guys are gonna love it. March 15th, be on the lookout for that. Make sure you download and stream Polo Frost featuring Sada Baby, Dog That, and keep doing those TikToks the best ever. Shout out to Woodward Sports, man. I love you guys.
Dude, hey, man.
2.6 million videos and counting. I'm looking right now.
2.6 million. By tomorrow, it'll be 2.7. I'm telling you.
That's crazy. You know, and we ran into you, what was that, like 3 years ago? It popped up in my Facebook timeline when we were, you know, when Drake dropped his video and we were walking God's Plan.
Guess how many videos?
Hold on, Mikey. Go in there or come up here if you're going to talk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me put in perspective to my boy. And shout out
this is Mikey Eckstein, by the way.
Our manager, the boss.
I just make shit happen. I can't.
I can't
sing or model, so I just make shit happen. That's all. But let's put it in perspective. We did do a God's Plan Detroit version.
Yes.
Okay, we just got back from the Bahamas. Literally got off the plane, came back and handed out gifts with you guys.
Yep.
And some others, Mike Martin, Trick,
and Joy
Bell. We were in.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Joy.
Yeah. Campus Marshes. Yeah.
Yeah, he was with this lady. So let's put this in perspective. Polo's got 2.6 million videos made to his song, right? So guess how many God's Plan videos were made?
Ooh. Just ours? One?
No.
No, I don't know how many.
Drake is a big artist, right?
Massive.
So just take a guess how many videos. Joey, don't look at it.
Joey's gonna go look.
Okay.
Let's
just take a guess.
A couple 100,000?
Yeah, I would say 150,000.
That's cute. 28,000 videos.
For God's Plan.
For God's Plan.
Wow.
2.6 million for this little local.
Come see me, Drake.
Little local.
Little Polo for Nipsey, baby.
Shout out to Drake, though. But yeah.
Shout out to Drake.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
Thank you, Mikey. And yeah, for the God's Plan video, Detroit style, if you didn't see that Drake, his label gave him like $1 million to shoot a video, but instead of spending it on production and stuff, they just drove around with like an iPhone camera, and he made people's day, giving them money, giving them cars, like giving them experiences. We did it on a broke ass budget. Like we got Conies from American. We had we had lotto tickets, and we had Darren McCarty signed stuff. I remember like
we had some Shinola stuff too.
Yeah, we did have some Shinola stuff. And it was
not
just
watches though. We just had some like beginner items. Yeah.
And we had some headphones too. I remember some dope headphones too.
I remember going to the dollar store, picking up some leggings, throwing them in a Lululemon bag, giving those out.
Yeah,
that's pretty much what we did.
And that's what it's all about, just connecting with the city and doing this. And that's why, you know, like it's so cool that, you know, like we've known each other a while, and boom, I wanted to get you on this show even before this shit blew up because, you know, I respect you and hope you know that we support you in everything that you do.
It's love, always been love, man. You know, we go grab a drink, you know what I'm saying? It's not even about work with us, man.
Right. No, man, and I hope when you come here, you know you're comfortable and you're welcome here anytime you got something to put out, anytime you got something to plug. Like, this is what it's all about, man. Like, this is a Detroit network.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just want to shout out Whitney. She says, well, after listening to this song, I don't know if I can dance to this with my daughter.
You'll find the clean one.
The clean version. The clean version.
Find the clean one.
Best day ever.
The best day ever. And bring your best friend, too.
Bring your best friend. Let's have the best day ever.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Polo Frost.
Thank you.
Let's see. We got about 10 more minutes left in the show. Once we get off, we'll shoot our TikTok video and put it up.
Sounds good.
And we'll cross-promote it and stuff like that. Mikey, you want to bring that vodka up here real quick and give it to Polo? There we go. Don't forget to plug this vodka.
8 Mile Vodka. Yes.
Shameless.
Love
any
you too,
Meijer
Mikey.
in the Detroit area, go to Meijer. They're all over the place.
Put it in this camera, man, right here. There you go. Yeah, Detroit 8 Mile Vodka. It's in Meijer right now. Mikey, I'm going to have to steal this bottle so I can give it a taste test, okay? Oh, you're the man. Slide that over here, Frost.
Badass bottle, for real.
Oh, and it's cold. This is a beautiful bottle, man. So,
Start now.
Yeah, it's Friday, baby. Bring your best friend, too. Let's go. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, it's almost 9:50. Fish's Facts. It's time for intern Fish and his facts. Polo Frost, man, wish you nothing but the best.
Thank you.
And like I said, man, you're welcome here anytime. And thank you for coming on the Woodward Sports Network.
Thank you for having me. Love y'all. Thank you.
Yeah, get on TikTok. Follow this man and follow us too. Adam, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac.
In 10. We'll do it in 10. Welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network. We just had the world-famous Polo Frost on. Make sure you look for his song on TikTok. It's the most danced-to song in the world right now. And he just kind of hooked
I don't know why you're
Joey up.
laughing. I don't know why you're laughing over there.
Look at Joey flossing right now. He got the Frost chain on.
What are you talking about?
Dude, that looks good on you, man.
This is probably the most money I've ever held in my life.
That's the most money I've ever had at once.
I feel like I'm about to get jumped wearing this thing.
Well, we got intern Fish up here, and every morning at 9:50, Fish comes on with his Fish's Facts of the day. Fish, let's hit your intro, then we'll get your facts, okay?
Is it time?
Yeah, it is. Fish!
Go Fish.
Fish Facts.
It's Fish!
It's Fish! All right, Fish, what are your facts for today, buddy?
All right, we'll start with basketball. Pistons and Grizzlies tonight.
Mm-hmm.
The Pistons have won 26 times, and the Grizzlies have won 22. They've played 48 games.
Against each other?
Against each other in the regular season. This is all-time history.
Okay, I like that.
We have more. Big tennis weekend. So Naomi Osaka's won 20 matches in a row. She's looking for her 21st tomorrow morning.
Nice. Do you think when's the next time she's going to lose?
I mean, she's not very good in clay.
Okay.
So I'd say France would be the next time she loses, but she is really good.
Okay, yeah.
Hard court's her best surface. She's not great on grass, but
All right.
she can kill it on the hard
She's
court.
dominant, man. She is a dominant athlete.
She is dominant. I don't know if she'll hit 23, though.
Got it. All right. What else you got, Fishy?
Medvedev, he won this morning, so it's a sad day for Maz. Of course, he's not in the room when I say it. He is 12-0 against top 10 players since October.
Got it.
So it's a pretty big stat.
That is a nice stat.
And then, since 2006, the Australian Open has been won by Roger Federer and Djokovic every year except 2 years.
Who are the other winners? Do you remember?
No, I don't know who the other winners are, but it's just crazy that it's either been Djokovic or Federer.
That's some dominance.
Every year since 2006.
That's dominance. All right. What kind of bets do you got, Fish?
All right. Well, we have the Pistons tonight. And, of course, I'm going to go against Adham on this one. Choose the Pistons.
All right. My man.
You have to.
Yes.
Red Wings, they are plus 150.
Okay.
I'm going to go for the Red Wings, of course. Got to support my team.
Got it.
They might lose, but you got to support the team.
You got to support the team, even if it's with your cash. Go ahead.
And then tennis. Naomi Osaka's playing Jennifer Brady, 3:30 in the morning, and Jennifer Brady is plus 346.
I'm going all in on Osaka.
Yeah, she's probably gonna win. It's negative 150 or negative 555.
Are you gonna get up at 3:30 in the morning to watch that match?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah, it will be up. There's other stuff on at that time as well, so I'll be multitasking.
Do you set an alarm to wake yourself up, or how does your day work when you get up at 3 in the morning to watch these, random sports from Australia, New Zealand, Bangladesh?
It's a fun fact. I have this watch that I wear when I sleep.
Okay.
The only time I take it off is for a shower.
All right.
It's in New Zealand time.
Your watch is in New Zealand time?
Yep.
Okay.
What time is it right now in New Zealand?
It is 3:53 a.m.
Wow.
So I get up, randomly I look and say, all right, 1 hour till 3:30.
It's always in New Zealand time?
Yeah, always.
Oh, my God. I love you, Fish, so much, man. You keep a New Zealand wristwatch, right?
So it's 1:53 in Australia. and it's the next day, so it's Saturday.
All right.
And then Medvedev and Djokovic on Sunday.
Yes,
It
big
is
match.
minus 120 for Djokovic, minus 113 for Medvedev.
Okay.
The game's on Sunday, so the lines are probably going to change.
All right. Well, those are Fish's facts and Fish's bets for the weekend. And Fish, within the next 2 weeks, we're going to start our mini podcast, me and you, okay?
Sure, got it.
And what are we going to call it?
Fish Sticks.
The Fish Stick Podcast, baby. It's going to be awesome. You're going to be the lead, and I'm just going to sit there and commentate on everything that you say, okay?
All right, what are we going to be talking? Just anything?
I mean,
It's up to you.
It's up to you. This is your show. I'm just happy to be a part of it. That's why you're listed first.
Okay.
All right. So thank you, Fish, for your facts and your bets of the day. It is now time for Joey's Dumbass of the Day. Who are we going with today for the weekend?
It's so hard for me not to give it to the Eagles. So it's like, yes, we're just going to throw it and give it to the Eagles because of that trade that they just did. But the real dumbass that we got to do, I got to play for this one as well. Michigan and Rutgers. I can't believe I'm throwing Michigan in this. But did you see how they started the game yesterday?
No.
So they had the jump ball, right? They did a jump ball fail because they had to do another jump ball 3 seconds into the game because they had to scramble for the ball to start the game. Watch this.
It's like back in the day with Shaq when he would always just like tip the ball early. You know how they do it in MHSAA now, the jump ball?
What do they do?
There is no jump ball.
Coin toss?
It's like paper, rock, scissors at half court, and then one team starts out with the ball, and that's it. Which really makes no sense to me. You're still playing with the ball the whole game. The COVID protocols are just kind of weird.
It's because of contact.
Yeah.
They want to limit the contact.
Yeah.
Well, it's like going for a rebound is not as much contact, but okay.
But yeah, so that's your dumbass of the day,
Yeah,
Joey?
it was just a funny play yesterday to start the game. I was like, I got to use this one.
All right, let me make it official and hit you with the dumbass.
You dumbass.
Dumbass. Well, thank you guys so much for making it through another week with the Morning Woodward show right here on the Woodward Sports Network. It was a big week for us, launching our new app, and everybody that downloaded it, thank you so much. Make sure you go to the App Store, just search Woodward Sports Network. You can download the app. Right now, you're getting audio from all of our live shows. Eventually, we'll have categories and everything that we carry here. You'll be able to listen to it on demand whenever you want to hear it. This is just the first stage of the app, so get in now. Give us that rating so Apple loves us a little bit more, and we appreciate you, and especially everybody this morning that's watching us on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram. We got to thank Polo Frost in the building. We're going to do a dance next.
Hey, speaking about
Joey's
that,
gonna
so
hope-
hey, I need you to kind of like distract him a little bit.
Yeah.
So like get him to go that way, and I'm going to go out that door straight.
Why are
and
you
I'm gonna
talking
be out.
loud? You should probably be whispering.
I'm going to be out, okay?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to forget that chain, bro.
Okay. Let's try. Let's try.
Let's try. Let's try. Yeah. So you guys have a great weekend. Baligian and Bell are up next at 11 a.m. And if you want to check out any of our podcasts, you go to woodwardsportsnetwork.com or woodwardsports.com. You can click on podcasts. Everything is going to be up tomorrow at 11 a.m. Art of Combat. We got the MI Canacast up, which releases new episodes 3 times a week. Ben's Origins, MI Puck Drop for hockey. Whatever you need, we got you right here at the Woodward Sports Network. Have a great weekend, everybody.
Bye-bye.